They're senior citizens.
We're old beatniks.
They're famous artists, and they have no money.
And no money. Oh. And yet they call us sellouts. Those kids out in the street say, "You sold out." You know, what I sell out to, I don't know. I just write poetry. You know what I did also? I made children, 4 children, by 4 different women.
5, I think.
Oh yeah, the 5th one. Well, that one I'm not, well, okay. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. 5. That was a one-night stand, and it happened. Then when I did not make children, I took drugs. I did not join you to help you in pushing the Beat Generation. I thought always that poetry was to be read by people alone in a house, by a fireplace, and know what they were reading. Rather than me getting up on a stage and reading something that was so deep within me that I wrote, to repeat it again felt false. I know why Ferlinghetti did it, because he wrote it for the rhythm of reading and all that, right? Oral poetry. I never wrote it that way, and you know that, Alan. So it was painful for me, and I had to get drunk to go up on the stage, or shoot up to get up on the stage.
Do you still have to do that, or can you do that straight now?
Or now I can do it straight, because I'm a grown-up man. I'm 65 years old.
But I wasn't interested in pushing the Beat Generation. I was interested in actually what were the ideals that we were championing? Liberty, poetry, beauty, anti-war, ecology, respect for human nature.
Beauty was
beauty
the
above all.
main thing for me.
Well, beauty is the central diamond.
Yes, because that was the romantic age being brought up again.
Basically, it was a bunch of poets showing each other their poetry and showing other people their poetry. And as time went on, it got a little more serious. And as time went on, the Eastern thought aspect of Buddhism became more and more obvious. When a culture reached its climax, it would begin degenerating into sophistication and a superficiality and mechanical imperialism. And within that, the younger generations would begin a new second religiousness, looking for something spiritual. And this is what was happening to America after the explosion of the nuclear bomb, I think. That we had come to the end of the limit of hyper-rationalistic, hyper-technology, hyper-scientism, and began looking inward again. What were the eternal values? What were the human values? What were the tendernesses that we were capable of beside blowing up the world? Well, there was a problem with most of the mass media picking up on the lowest and jerkiest aspects of the so-called beatniks, and making a parody of sandals and cigarette holders and berets and beards and cockroaches and unswept floors and babies with who needed diapering, and even made it into grotesqueries on television, which fortunately I never did see because I was in Europe.
But we never saw that, right? Dobie Gillespie. No, we were in Europe.
We were in Europe getting an education. What it did was create a kind of Frankenstein beatnik class of people that were imitating what the media had interpreted, rather than reading the actual texts and seeing the beauty of the literature and the painting that was going on. So we had to deal with that as but on the other hand, because the media were so odd and inept, a lot of the original message of pacifism or poetry or individualism, or ecology, or second religiousness, or Eastern thought, or Buddhism came through underneath, under the door.
Cracks. You don't have many religious movements come about except when they're started intentionally. This one was not started intentionally. This one just blossomed, and then I looked deep into myself and wondered who the fuck was I with these people, and I checked out these people. This is an angel, and Mr. Coward, Divine, and Burroughs. I was a lucky man. He came out of prison and met them. It was so.
So that was in common, a sense of a beauty of the poetry.
And I never
But
had a
remember-
love like I got from him. Jack was an angel. He never hurt anybody. No gun in his books. I mean, my God. You don't want another Christ, and they almost made him one. Burroughs, because he's a wise man. He took drugs, all right, but don't mean shit. Killed his wife, don't mean shit. He's got the head. It was a revolution. It was a social revolution, and like I say, a spiritual one too. And not a drop of blood was spilled.